6 foods that never expire. It's easy to lose track of items in the back of a dark pantry, which is why expiration dates can be so helpful in determining when to toss old foods. However, the best by dates we rely on aren't always a true picture of how long a food is shelf-stable. Food dating is mostly a voluntary process for grocery manufacturers, who often just estimate when their products will no longer be at their best quality. Luckily, there are some foods, like the next 6, that are safe to keep using even if their expiration date has long passed. Vinegar. Most foods produce a noxious smell when they've spoiled, but vinegar always smells pretty potent, so it may be hard to use the old-fashioned sniff test to guess at its quality. Luckily, you don't have to, since vinegar doesn't expire. Vinegar is a fermented product, created when yeast consumes sugars or starches to create alcohol. That byproduct is then exposed to oxygen and a bacteria called acetobacter, which continues fermenting to create the final acidic product. That acidity actually makes vinegar self-preserving, which is why it generally doesn't need to be refrigerated. Over time, vinegar can become hazy or develop sediment, particularly a gelatinous substance called mother, though that doesn't mean you need to toss it. In fact, vinegar mothers can even be used to create a new batch of the multi-purpose solution. White rice. White rice, which starts as brown rice but is milled to remove its exterior husk, bran, and germ, keeps best, so long as it's properly stored away from moisture and pets. At temperatures under 40 degrees Fahrenheit, white rice's lifespan pushes upwards of 25 to 30 years, but even when stored at warmer temperatures, it can last up to 10 years if packed with oxygen absorbers. However, not all rice keeps long-term. Open bags should be used within 2 years, and brown rice lasts about 6 months at room temperature storage because of its naturally occurring oils, which can go rancid. Sugar. Sugar has a particularly sweet characteristic. It doesn't really go bad. Granulated sugars are so inhospitable for bacteria that they're often the primary ingredient used to preserve jellies, jams, and canned fruits. However, like all long-stored pantry staples, helping sugar maintain a long shelf life means keeping it away from any source of condensation or moisture, which is easily absorbed and can leave behind a hardened block. Even with its ability to last indefinitely, food storage experts say sugar is best consumed within 2 years of opening. Just another reason to mix up a batch of fresh cookies. Salt. Salt has been used to preserve foods, especially meats, for centuries because it's so effective at inhibiting bacteria. The mineral is able to break down enzymes that help germs grow while also dehydrating food and removing water that bacteria needs to thrive. Its ability to repel water keeps salt unlimitedly useful, though there are some kinds of processed salt that are more likely to deteriorate in quality over time, specifically those with additives such as iodine or anti-caking agents. As for plain salt, it can last forever, especially if kept in a cool, dry place. Vanilla extract. Pure vanilla extract can be a grocery store splurge, but if your oven is known for taking a hiatus between bursts of baking, it could be worth the extra cost. That's because real vanilla extract doesn't spoil thanks to its high alcohol content. Over time, it can actually develop a deeper flavor. Imitation vanilla extract, however, has a drastically shorter shelf life. While real vanilla is created by soaking vanilla beans in alcohol, which acts as a preservative, the flavoring dupe is made from vanillin, a manufactured substance that replicates the sweet and syrupy flavor. On the shelf, imitation vanilla lasts just 6 to 12 months before beginning to degrade and losing its flavor. Honey. Humans have risked bee swarms for thousands of years in the hopes of collecting a little honey. Beyond its use in cooking, the substance has also been used for healing wounds and even as a natural preservative, because the insect-produced food is one of the few that rarely expires. Honey's indefinite shelf life is thanks to its sugar-dense composition, with less than 20% of its makeup coming from water. The nectar also has 2 other preserving factors. It has an acidic pH level that is unsuitable for bacteria, and its viscous state creates an oxygen barrier that prevents pathogens from growing. However, there is a catch. To maintain these properties, honey must be stored in a sealed container safe from humid conditions. Even then, the USDA suggests honey is at its best when consumed within a year.